We're calling to order the City of Coos Bay Design Assistance Team meeting for March 12th. We'll do roll call. We'll start in the room and then we'll go online. So we'll start with you.
Ryan Tuss, board member.
Ariane Lyons, chair.
Judith Luzier, vice chair.
MJ Kariva, board member.
Kelly, city.
Kelly Eichelberger, Planning Administrator for the City of Coos Bay.
And then online we have.
Kendall Blake, board member.
Awesome, perfect. Thank you so much. I see no public comment.
Correct.
Okay. And we are going down to review of architectural design review applications. Review of architectural design review application 18724 blah, 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 blah. It is the signage down on Date Street. Do we have any commissioner comments about the proposed signage?
One thing I want to make sure that we note that the applicant, the sign is on a neighboring property of the applicants, and the neighboring property owners have signed off on this, so we've gotten all that. There's no surprises, right?
So the property is actually under the same ownership and held under one title. And this zoning district actually prohibits off-premise signs, but because it does have the same owner and is under the same title of ownership, staff feels like we can approve that with a condition of approval that it's only to advertise the businesses at 161 Date.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't put any other advertising on there.
If we look historically, that signpost has been to advertise the businesses that have been in 161 Date Street, so.
I believe so, because that pole has been existing for,
Yeah.
I don't know how long, but there's been no other development on that lot, so.
Yeah, and the parking for that, the lot that the pole is on is parking that serves 161 Date, so.
That's correct, and on the parking piece, it's in an exempt parking district, so the use of the sign won't affect their required parking. Staff did find that the proposed sign does not meet the height requirement for being over a parking lot. So a condition of approval we recommended is that they provide some kind of planter box or something around the pole itself that would prohibit cars from being able to travel under it and or park under there.
Okay, thank you, Kelly.
One other question. Is it positioned well enough in that parking lot so if there's future development, if that changes from a parking lot, this post won't be in the way? It can, I'm thinking down the road in case we ever want to change it from a parking to some type of development.
I think we'd have to evaluate it at that time, depends on what that is. But if you look at the 161 Date Street, it has garage doors that open out onto the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably going to be a parking lot
Okay,
for
all
a
right.
period of time. But that would have to be under plan review for whatever
Okay.
that lot gets developed in the future, is my understanding.
Yes.
And so there are two 4.1 and 4.2. There's the black and then the goldish colored one. Do we have comments about one or the other?
Questions?
Okay.
Okay. The top one, as we look at it, is very clear and crisp and easy to read. The bottom one, not so much. However, I noticed that the notes about how the upper one is lit, it's just exterior. The bottom says halo lit. So if it's halo lit, and let's say, for example, we like the bottom color, will that address stand out more? Will it be more visible? Is that what the halo part will do for it? Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Because as we look at it unlit, you can't, at least I can't even, the white lettering barely stands out against the gold.
Right, and I think we have to look at whether or not it's lit. That's what it's going to look like during the day. So.
Right, which, again, to me, that's difficult to see.
So 4.1 has that LED arm and it's got the hood lights that will shine back onto it.
Yes.
When it's dark.
Right,
And the halo is the backlighting, correct?
correct.
Okay. which you would really only see at night.
At night.
I kind of agree with Judith that the lower one, that 161 Date Avenue, in clear like that, and I just think the black sign's more readable in the daytime.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Yes.
Because the nice thing with it saying the Waterfront Heritage District is it's kind of advertising a little bit for the city,
Yeah.
where we currently don't have any signage for the Waterfront Heritage District. So I do like that they included that in the sign package, so that, that we have that, and so that it's kind of distinct.
I like their logo they're using, or is that a city mandated logo, or is that just what they came up with?
That's what they
That's just
came up with.
their logo.
Can I make a comment?
It's a
Yeah, go
valid
ahead.
argument, yeah, it's a valid argument. Oh.
Kendall, but can you get a little closer to your microphone?
I think so. Can you hear me okay?
That's better.
I prefer to see like something like the 4.1. It seems like the color scheme just, is more consistent with what's around it as well, including the building.
Yeah. It's crisper.
I guess that's really the only comment I have. It stands out, it feels right, just seeing the darker scheme.
Yeah, and I think even the logo like you like at the top, the directional sign, it pops a little
It
bit
pops
more.
more. Agreed.
Your comments?
I was curious on, I guess I'm going to assume that the back is just going to be blank. Is that right?
Yes, that's my understanding.
And so with the 4.2, would it be gold on top and then black on the bottom, or would it just be black?
I am not 100% sure.
By the drawings, it looks like it's gold all the way through, but I don't know that
Yeah.
that's,
See how
hang
it's
on.
on the sides.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's something we could certainly follow up with the applicant on, or, recommend.
It'd be cool if the top part was at least both sides. I mean, because we're trying to encourage, I mean, not if it's incredibly cost prohibitive, but just an idea. Since we are trying to encourage much more bike and ped traffic in the area that might not be traveling the same as vehicular traffic, it'd be nice to see it both two-sided.
Can they see it from 101 southbound since it's elevated?
A little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Depends on how tall your vehicle is.
How slow you're going.
So just to have the backside the same color as what's gonna be the front.
I'd like it to be a two-sided sign
Oh, just
personally.
two-sided in
Personally,
general.
but that
Okay.
could be cost prohibitive.
You know, 1-inch thick PVC letters in 4.1. That would be 1-inch thick PVC letters for the top section with an LED floodlight on the outside. Are you saying possibly an LED floodlight on the backside and the same lettering?
Yeah,
You would see the 161 Date Avenue with the logo and then Waterfront Heritage District, and then from there on down, where you'd have the 4 panels in the front, it would just be solid black
On the back.
on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they gave us
So have the upper, I think what she's saying is have the upper two-sided, the lower one-sided.
I want the whole thing two-sided.
Yeah.
Because if I'm
that-
walking around downtown,
Yeah.
it can be their words, it can't be their logo.
Okay, no
So
logo.
it has to be,
Okay, no
so
logo.
it has to be just words.
words.
Otherwise, they have to come back for every single panel change, which is kind of a nightmare. So most of the businesses downtown have done just that, where it's just the words.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see. Any other additional comments? So it sounds like, what do we think about the proposal that there's a planter or some sort of barricade that prevents people from parking directly underneath it? Is that in agreement with the,
As long as it doesn't
Yes,
interrupt any type of wiring that they need to get to, electrical coming
Yeah.
down.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that, and
Just look better.
Yeah, it was something just to prevent people from hitting the sign. I know we get pretty close with people hitting our sign, so. And then, let's see, where's the finance? And then, so for lighting, so I guess it depends on which color preference we have, whether it's the gold or the black, and then how it's lit.
So is the lighting, so that I understand your question, is the lighting an either or as well? Or is it,
I think we
If
can
it's
have
the-
the conversation about it.
okay,
So I think the proposal with the, let's see. 4.1 is an overhead LED bar for the sign face. 4.2 is halo lit lighting at the top and lights above each tenant panel and provide, no direct light will be seen.
I hope that LED does shed light all the way down to the fourth panel.
Because my understanding is we still can't do backlit. Is that what the issue is? Even
Because
though,
what the goal, the 4.2 has LED flood bar light tubes, yeah, it's not backlit, it's just above
Yeah.
each panel. Maybe this is a more economical way, and that way they don't have to open up a sign. to
it's
refit.
because backlit technically is not allowed, even though we've given about 1,000 variances for it.
And I'm not, was that a prohibited in the design review?
Yeah, it used to
In
be,
that
but
area.
we've given a lot of variances for it, so.
Because is that what we're doing down on, didn't we do a lot down on the Coos Bay Village?
Yeah, we did variances down there for that. So this is why we're talking about the lighting.
Yeah, that
Be-
hasn't
be-
changed.
Because we've allowed variances for a variety of locations, that's probably why they're doing the exterior lighting. I'm open to having the conversation about whether or not that variance, we could apply that variance here or not. Whatever works best. I just know with the illumination, the exterior illumination to illuminate things because of our high wind, there have been some issues with maintenance and repair and things like that, so.
so your concern would be the proposal for the upper one, that,
Yeah,
that part right there?
yeah, that's the concern, is wind sometimes takes those out. Where are we at with that?
Okay, so if we had this one as a halo. Do you have the same concern about the small, and the lower, they're saying, you know, the LEDs for each individual one? You don't have that concern because they're small?
Less concerned, because they're smaller.
Yeah. So then, would we be saying we like the color of the top one, proposing, possibly proposing a halo light for that one? And, well, actually, we like the color of the top one, we like the lighting proposal for the bottom one. I
That's-
think that's what I hear you saying.
I like that
Yeah.
better. I think, I actually feel like it's less intrusive because it's than the bright LED face light. But I'm open, that's why we're having the conversation, I'm just, because I honestly am leaning towards the black sign, because even with the letters changed from white to black on the 161 Day Street, I just feel like the going 40 miles an hour. or
It's
however
not
it's
as-
supposed to-
Readable.
supposed
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
Driving down there.
Yeah.
I really like that look, and I think that that's something that we can replicate and use throughout the waterfront district for potential signage in the future.
Yeah. So, I think that's a great idea. Color of the top, the lighting of the 4.2.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about wind and, I just think it would be cleaner and easier for maintenance and, I'm excited that they're doing a sign. I'm excited that the sign advertises the Heritage District, because we don't really have anything that does at this point, so. Do we have any other comments about, sign size, shape, location? Oops. Let's see.
The front is going that way.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's
Look,
because of
look,
the,
look,
you
look,
can
look.
see the side mirror. Probably wouldn't be the first time it happened.
So just to summarize, what we've discussed is the correct spelling of the word waterfront. The recommendation of a planter box or landscaping or bollards or something to keep people from hitting the sign.
The listing of the names in the 4 boxes will replicate the font used for Waterfront Heritage District, is that what it was?
No, the same as what she has on the 999 Front Street,
Which is what the font used for 161 date?
I think so.
Okay, so
It's
we'll
similar.
only have two different typefaces on this sign. The address, Date Avenue, will be the same as the listing of the businesses?
I don't know. I think that's what you're saying.
I think so. 'Cause
Is it real
I don't
pretty?
have 999 in front of me, so.
Oh, that's sort of more Art Deco?
No,
Oh, that's
it's basically the same sign.
okay.
Well, consistency would
Yeah.
have something to say for it, so
Yeah.
that
Okay.
makes sense.
Let's see if I can get it. I know her sign's on here somewhere.
And I apologize, I probably should have had a sample of that in our staff report.
Well, I can't see.
We hope Google Maps got a picture of it, right?
Street View. Street View's got a delivery truck in the way. But let me get here.
All right.
Of course it does.
Because I just get, when we got so many different
Typeface.
typefaces, it just like, come on. Bugs me.
It'll certainly look good that way with this type being down
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
in
And then
black,
that will allow
obviously.
that to stand out just ever so much
Perfectly.
more. Okay. Finding it?
No, I'm looking. Oh, that's too far back.
I found an architectural drawing that shows the font being fairly plain.
Yeah, it's super clean. Oh, here, is it here? No. Oh, here. Well, that doesn't work. So, it's incredibly small, but you can't see it, but it's basically replicating
okay.
that sign.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so let me get back through our findings.
So do we think we need further discussion before we make a recommendation on this? Further discussion with the applicant, or?
No, I think we should just make the recommendation. I technically am not supposed to make a recommendation because I'm the chair.
Oh,
So,
okay. Oh, okay. All right, what we are recommending is the font and the color from 4.1, and the lighting proposed for 4.2,
flower box.
And the flower
and the flower box
at the base of the pole.
at the base of the pole,
Correct spelling of
Prohibiting-
waterfront.
accidental running into the pole, hopefully. And potentially, if I may add this, looking into a two-sided sign. but that is not necessarily a recommendation, just a question. for
Yeah,
them.
if it's two-sided and matches, then we're fine with it,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, if they would want to do that.
in this spelling and
So,
waterfront.
And the waterfront word will be one word, not two.
Okay, and just clarification for staff, the font for the businesses,
Is the same as the address.
same as the address, okay.
It's
Yes.
what was, it matches the 999 Front Street, so it creates
Okay.
consistency.
Do that.
Yeah, we're okay with that. Because then it would be similar signage throughout downtown.
Yes.
Okay. And then staff had also had on there the recommendation that it's only used to advertise for 161 date. Does the?
Yeah, 161 date and, or if any small business is added to the existing lot that it's on.
Okay.
You know, I'm thinking, whatever. Okay, so I have a motion,
I second it.
first and a second. Any further discussion?
Well, I'd like to compliment the applicant on a very well-filled-out application, good design to submit to us. They understood signage. I know they're working with Art Signs, right?
Mhm.
And they've got a good concept, so I'd like to compliment them on that.
I think my only other comment would be if for some reason, Art Signs says that they can't do the lighting of 2 on 1, then lighting 1 is approved. We would we just like the style and just had some concerns of lighting 1 for maintenance and wind and all that stuff. But we want to give them the option that they can light it either way. If Art Signs says, no, you really should do the lighting style. So that way they don't have to come back.
Okay, and then when staff issues the report, there will be an additional condition of approval based on our sign regulations that it can't be relocated that would cause any fire, life safety issues.
Okay.
That's just a standard.
Perfect. Okay, so we have a first and a second and discussion. Any further discussion? All those in favor of approving the motion say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
I see a hand up there.
Motion is approved. Any opposed? Motion is approved. Sweet. Okay, it's so exciting that we have meetings and things to talk about. Any design assistance team comments, not regarding the application today, but in general? No? All right. Well, I thank everyone for coming in today. I appreciate everyone taking their time to take a look at stuff, and we are adjourned. Thank you so much.